Hi Twitch, we're back.
Hi, Twitch. But you're going to have a little, this is bonus time that won't be on the episode because Eugene was very lazy. He was a very lazy young man and he didn't prepare for the meeting. So shame him. Everybody in the chat, write shame in the chat for
Shame.
Eugene. Write shame.
And shake your bell at me.
Yeah. For every
Uh,
shame that we get in the track, Eugene will have to find another song to. You never
okay.
want this show to end. Shame him. Shame him now, boys and girls.
Oh my god, I just found a video of Toad singing Into the Unknown from Frozen 2. I'll have to save that for later.
Gotta get that. can't skip that.
Okay, that works. Oh my god. So I'm gonna pick two, like one from Justin's era, one from Lucas's era, and one is gonna be a wild card, which I'm not sure who's gonna get. So get ready for this.
Well done.
We'll go with this one. Sorry guys, I'm like another minute or two out.
It's all good.
I hope you've played this game, Justin, but I know it's for sure in your era. So
Gene's just completely ignoring you.
I hear you, but I'm distracted.
I heard the noises. I was just assumed that somebody was dying. I don't know.
It's me. I am dying listening to Toad singing Into the Unknown, and it is exactly what I didn't know I needed today.
God, descend upon this podcast with a fiery vengeance.
Oh, I'm sharing this in the Discord.
Okay, one more track, and then we're cherry. Cherry on top is ready, my friends.
Cherry, baby.
Every
Every time I hear that, I think of the 70s level in Time Splitters.
I'm sorry, say that again?
Every time I hear Cherry, I think of the 70s level in Time Splitters with Harry Tipper.
Yep.
There was this one part where you like take down a couple of guards and he's like, "That's Cherry, baby."
I remember because it's so corny that it sticks out like a thumb. Yeah.
Oh, dude, that game, like, give me a way to play that game.
It's all cheese.
And
I love it.
I need a trilogy on Switch.
But it's self-aware. But it's self-aware cheese, and that's what makes it so good, right?
Like a good Gouda or something.
Time to split. It's like it's so good.
Awesome soundtrack too.
Oh, fantastic game all around.
All right, I'm ready. So let me put a note in my Audacity.
I'm ready.
I don't know that we have any question block questions, actually. Let me take a look.
All right,
at that
Discordians, if you want us to answer a question, you have to ask it. So
actually, Twitch chat, there's a couple of you in there. So if we'll take our first like 2 to 3 questions if you want to toss them in there.
We'll take some questions from the lower class Twitch viewers as opposed to our highbrow Discord listeners who are always prim and proper and educated. I think one of our questions last week was like, which video game character is your man crush?
Yeah, it was. All right, we're doing it. Let's go. Oh wait, I almost fucked up and played the wrong track. We got to go back to Mario Paint for the intro music.
Thank you for not turning off the broadcast while we did this.
I figured we might as well just let the fucking Twitch people...
Oh no, I was talking to our listeners.
Oh, whoa, well, yeah, please don't turn off the broadcast. We love you. Okay, we're going back to this one here. This looks like a nice long track. I liked this one, actually. I remember it. Gnat Attack. We're going back to Gnat Attack.
Oh god, this game used to give me so much anxiety as a kid. But the real one that freaked me out was the robot one. I used to be so afraid of saving and loading my... like, I was scared of that. And... the Thomas the Tank Engine game on the Super Nintendo had music.
I never played that.
Had music that chilled me to my core as a young child.
Oh my god!
It still freaks me out when I hear that music.
Okay, I'm gonna put that on next week's show.
I'll find the song for you that stresses me out. Like, yeah,
it did not spark joy.
Like the name of the track should just be Lucas's childhood fear. Like that's yeah, soundtrack to my worst moments.
Shit. All right, here we go. Gnat Attack. We're fucking going. We love our producers over at Infendo, and now it's even easier and cheaper to become one. Head on over to patreon.com/Infendo Radio to become a producer today. All right, it is time to... we're going to play a little mini game actually first before we do our question block questions. So what we're going to do tonight, since I'm hosting, we're going to play some Nintendo tunes because I like to play Nintendo tunes. And I liked Lucas's theme last week of 3 real quick games. So I'm going to take that theme to Nintendo tunes, and we're going to do 3 lightning rounds for Nintendo tunes. So if this is your first time listening to a show with Nintendo tunes, what this is all about, I have 3 games. I have music for each one of those games, and these fine gentlemen are going to try and guess what games they are by only listening to the music. So with that, I'm going to pause this Mario Paint music, and I'm going to play our first track starting right now.
Mario 3.
Woo-hoo-hoo! That was Mario 3. Well done.
I knew I had a
inhale before Eugene starts playing
minute
music.
to win it. Oh no, yeah, I usually go, oh, it's and I mentally told myself, don't do that. Don't use fillers.
All right, the first lightning round point has been awarded to Lucas. So well done. So this next one here, get ready. Take your breaths, get your mentally prepared mind ready, because I think this is going to be quick. Here we go.
Tetris.
Oh!
For Game Boy.
I heard both of you.
I'm willing to accept that Justin's been having some lag issues, and even though I heard myself first, I want this last round to be interesting.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Justin.
kind of something similar because I heard I clearly heard you first, but like Justin started
been
like
having
right in the
lag
middle
for like 2
yeah.
weeks.
So I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt on that one.
I mean,
And-
I'll be honest. I think I actually heard Lucas speaking before me. So,
But for the sake of showmanship,
I'm gonna say we could take the tie on this one if you want. But
Yeah,
No,
let's
you
take the
want-
tie.
you won this round. We're going into the finals.
So this
you
is
know
how
what?
we're gonna.
I was the one who specified for Game Boy because this music was not in the NES version.
I don't
That
know
is
why I'm
how I will
obsessed.
justify this.
I don't know why I'm obsessed with Minute to Win It right now, but we
I
got a
don't even
minute
know what that is.
to win it. It was Guy Fieri's game show. Come on. Okay,
That
last
makes
round.
me less interested.
You need to watch it.
Yeah, Guy Franchetti is great. So we're gonna move on to our next track. I guess if we have a tie, that means that Lucas is technically at 2 and Justin is at 1. So it's only fitting that this track is worth 2 points.
I'm okay with that.
So let's get it. Get your buzzers ready. Here's our final track. Oh god, I accidentally
We need
went full
buzzers.
screen.
Donkey
Donkey Kong Country 1.
Oh, that was so simultaneous. I could not.
I think we tied.
Yeah,
I
that's a
think-
legit tie. Oh my god. Okay. I want to have one more tiebreaker if you guys don't mind because that was so fun. So, are we cool with that?
Why
Okay
not?
with it?
Okay. I have a game in
Steve
mind.
is screaming at his computer right now.
Right? Okay, so this is going to be another quick one, so get your buzzers ready. This one is literally for all the marbles. Away. Okay.
Marble Madness. Link to the Past.
Damn it.
Yeah!
Da 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 da.
I'll be honest, I don't know how I beat Lucas to that one because I was still in the middle of making my joke when the music started.
I heard it and I was like, I know what this is, but I don't remember. And then he said it and I was like, he got it.
Oh, that was
I don't
great.
know who won. I don't care. That was fun.
I guess I'm going to give it to Justin mainly for selfish reasons because I'm pretty sure Lucas has won most of the games this year, and that will put a.
Hey, if it'll prevent me from being the heel of Nintendo for another week, I'm okay.
You
with
are
it.
the heel.
I am the heel, man. I'm the guy who always wins that nobody cheers for. So.
Oh, that's funny. So, all right, great. So, we're going to move on to the question block. It looks like we have one question from Schnazzy One, and it might be a little bit of somewhat of a dig, but I'm going to ask it anyway. So, Schnazzy One asks, what would it take for Lucas to not be a Debbie Downer about everything?
Well, I'd like to think it would take a good game to come out that took some actual passion and control, but I don't know, maybe cocaine. No, I think that my criticisms that I address are justified. I'd like to think that the things that I've raised about games,
Totally.
Breath of the Wild, Animal Crossing, Paper Mario, they're justifiable criticisms. And I'd also like to think that that there's not to make this serious, because let's be real, but there's a danger in just quietly accepting whatever the majority of people think is good and settling for that, whether that's a serious issue or something as stupid as video games. And gaming is something that I'm very passionate about. It was my childhood hobby that evolved into a part-time career. Like it's important to me, and I hold games to a very thank you. I needed some background music. I hold games to a
It's getting
very
too heavy
high,
in here.
I hold games to a very high standard, and that's definitely a flaw of mine, but I also think it's kind of important. I think that there need to be some people who say that things that people like maybe aren't as good as they think they are, And I realize that, that's never been my intent. Like I even said it when we were talking about Paper Mario, It's never been my intent to drag you guys down and point out faults, but there's a part of me that feels very vindicated when you come back the next week and you say, boy, I didn't notice it until you pointed it out, but yeah, there are things missing in New Horizons that I really miss. Like, demand more,
Yeah,
demand more from your games. I love Pikmin 3, but it was so short, Like, demand more if you really care about the game you're playing, and don't just settle for, what other people think is good. Be your own judge.
And I mean, I get that, because I'm the same way. I tend to lean on the positive side of most things, but I will never, like, I brought up Star Wars earlier, and as much as I am like a full-on hardcore Star Wars movie, let me distinguish there, Star Wars movie fan, never read most of the books.
Steve is the extended universe fan.
Yeah, I don't get deep into that stuff, but like, even I can tell you everything that's wrong with all 9 movies. Well, all 9, I guess there are 11 of them, 12 of them now, but
sure.
But like, I can I can tell you everything that's wrong with them and still sit down and watch them and love them, because I think it's healthy to see the flaws in things, and B, still love those things in spite of their flaws. I mean, it's a good philosophy for life, honestly. But like, like Breath of the Wild, like a lot of the things that Lucas has brought up, like I agree with those being shortcomings of the game.
They just weren't enough to deter you from enjoying the game.
Yeah. Exactly. Well, and that's the thing, is like, to Lucas, they're deal breakers,
fatal flaws. Yeah.
Right. For me, it's a minor inconvenience, but like, I think we all agree that those things are there, and we all agree that the good things are there. It's just our personal preferences to, what's.
It was kind of like when Super Mario Odyssey came out, right? And I remember thinking to myself, finally a game that the 4 of us can all enjoy after this like year of Breath of the Wild and this rep that I've earned on the show as being the one who didn't enjoy it. And then Eugene comes out and he's like, I didn't really like it, guys.
Mm-hmm.
Damn it!
Right? And so actually I was gonna bring up a similar point, but like that's actually even better anecdote. So like what I was gonna say is, you know, video games are very objective, right? Like whether you like it or not, like just like music, that's what I was gonna bring in. Like I don't like country music, but I know hundreds of millions of people do, you know, and to each
those
their own.
people are wrong.
Right.
See, and like a little fun fact, since the question was about me, I'll give you guys a little fun fact, and this is going to sound ridiculous because I think on Infendo I take more of a kind of reviewer's stance, right? And I'm looking at stuff more objectively than personally. So I'll have moments where I'll say, man, I just really like this game, even though it's bad, I really like this game. But there are games that I pick apart, and they're usually the games that are more successful because I see people swarming toward the positive. And I'm like, all right, but hold up, because like there's some negatives that no one's talking about, kind of stuff.
Sure.
But on the whole, whether it's movies or games or music, this is going to shock a lot of people who listen to the show regularly. I like most things. My favorite Star Wars movies are the prequel trilogy. I like most things.
I don't hate them either, you know.
When I'm not reviewing something, like I am a very positive person about whatever I'm ingesting. Like I've been playing Grand Theft Auto, right? And my computer hiccups while I'm playing it. There are moments where the game will lock up and freeze, but my brain puts those moments away and replays it as like a complete, you know, cutscene with no interruptions. Like I very much enjoy most things that I experience. But when I'm on this show, and especially when I'm talking with the three of you, because, you know, you guys are gamers and you enjoy most things that most gamers enjoy, I just find myself constantly in the role of having to point out, for better or worse, flaws that I see that aren't being
You put on
addressed.
like a critic's hat, right?
Well,
like
because I know that there are, I mean, I assume that there are other people out there who have to be experiencing the same negative aspects of a game that I am. But there's no voice for that, you know? And I understand this is very stupid. These are video games. It's not that important. But this is the subject of our podcast, right? Mm-hmm. So for me, being able to kind of represent the people who feel the same way about a game that I do and say, hey, you're not crazy for disliking this game that the rest of the world loves. You're allowed to dislike it because of X, Y, and Z. Like, I think that's important. If one of our, 2,000 daily listeners agrees with me, then hopefully I've shed a different opinion that one of our listeners can appreciate. So
it reminds me of back in the mid 2000s, when Twilight Princess came out. I guess it was 2007, I think, when Twilight Princess came out, and I want to say it was Jeff Gerstmann who gave it like an 8 or something on GameSpot, and like the
people
internet
were freaking
how can you
out
how can you give like, or maybe it was either a 7.8 or an 8.3 or somewhere within that realm of this is a really good game but not perfect sort of thing.
That's how I feel about Twilight Princess.
Well, right, exactly. Like Twilight Princess was a flawed classic. I totally agree with him. But like the fact that he didn't say it was the greatest game ever, like people, like you need to, first of all, if you're gonna rate things on a scale, and this is kind of building off of what Lucas, the whole discussion is about.
Dangerous to even start by building off of a scale, right? Anything less than a 6 is garbage, and
right. If you're gonna rate something on a scale of 1 to 10. And you're only going to use 6 through 10, then why do you have the rest of, like, people tend to think of that like 1 through 10 review as like a grade, like a school grade, like anything.
And a 50 is failing.
Yeah,
but
and it's
like 5 is average. 5, most games should be 5s.
Which is why I like the way we do it with the 1 to 5, because for some reason people logic that out better.
It's a little bit easier to
Like, I think every rating should be positive, negative, neutral, and it's one of those three things, and
I know a lot of people do this, but when I rate a game, back when we used to write reviews, we haven't really done much on the site in a long time, I just say. Thank you, Colt, producer, for keeping the site alive. But when I used to do more reviews, I would try to list like the positives and the negatives, right? And I know there's a lot of other reviewers who do that, but really I think a number score is a good indicator of the general vibe that you're picking up from a game. But it's important to list what you liked and what you didn't, because I'll play a game like Super Paper Mario, and I really like that game, even though I have a lot of strong feelings about Paper Mario as a series. Like, that game has earned a rare exception in my opinion because of the incredible story and the unique gameplay. But those things aren't necessarily exclusive, right? Like, I really like this game because it has such a good heartfelt message and story to it. But you could absolutely hate this game because it's not a traditional
Sure.
RPG Paper Mario game, and we're both entitled to our opinions, right? It is both in my opinion, a really well written game, and not a Paper Mario game in the traditional sense. And yeah, so I don't really know where I'm going with this. I guess I'm just rambling at this point, but yeah, opinions are very, very obtuse.
Right. Fair.
And as long as I continue to be on this show, I'm sure I will continue to drag the rest of you down with me by pointing out flaws in games. But apparently that was my purpose of being on this show in the first place. So I will say, I'm really optimistic about Bug Fables, and I'm really hoping that
you got me bought it, or you got me to buy it.
I'm hoping I don't have anything negative to say. The only thing I was afraid of was, is this game going to be an indie game in length? And the internet has told me no. So yeah, we'll see. But I think that game, might bring back a lot of what I've been missing from that series. So
sure. Well, all right. Well, good deal. To put a close to this topic, Justin, it was an 8.8, and yes, it was Jeff Gersman.
He got flamed for an 8.8.
Really? I could have sworn it was lower than that. Oh, you know what? I think it was an 8.3 originally,
and he bumped it
then,
up.
And then there was all sorts of controversy, and GameStop bumped it up.
Okay, I just have to say, an 8.3 is probably about what I would give a Twilight Princess.
Exactly.
It's a good game. It's an objectively good game, but I have a lot of flaws with it. From the fact that all of the bosses feel and the plot feels very mimic to Ocarina of Time, to the fact that every boss's weak point is an eyeball for the first 6 bosses.
Yeah. Well, I mean, come on, isn't your weak point your eyeball? If somebody jabbed you in the eye, wouldn't that cause...
It's one of a couple. But yeah, no, there are things about Twilight Princess that I don't like, and that's why it is probably one of my least favorite 3D Zelda games. But I still think it's a really good game. I just don't think it's a 10.0 kind of game, I don't think Skyward Sword is a 10.0 game, and that's my favorite 3D Zelda. I mean, what is perfect? Perfect is an impossible construct that we've made up for ourselves.
Entirely subjective.
So to expect a game on pedigree alone to receive a score of 10 is just it's ignorant,
Yeah. 10 years ago, I would have given Red Dead Redemption 1 a 10 out of 10. Playing it again now, it's more of a 9.
Yeah. Well, I mean, for a perfect example of how, I realize we're just rambling here, to cut us off whenever, but for a perfect example of how a person's opinion can change over time, look at the movie Avatar, right?
Oh boy,
Which when that
came out, I was like, this is the best movie I've ever seen.
When it came out, it was everyone's favorite movie, and then a month later everybody started comparing it to Pocahontas, and then a year later nobody was talking about it, and now it's been 15 years and the joke is that they're working on a sequel, and there are people who still like it and there are people who think it's garbage, but at the moment we all thought it was the best thing, like the new Titanic, and people's opinions change, and a movie that looked really good in the mid 2000s now looks kind of cheesy compared to movies we're getting now because technology evolves, and but
my God, my family marathoned the Toy Story movies
the
recently.
First Toy Story,
and oh my God, it's like a PlayStation game.
The people look so bad. Yeah, but nostalgia is powerful, right? I prefer the model in Ocarina of Time that Link had in the N64 version to the model he has in the 3DS version. Not because it's more polished or anything.
That's what you were saying.
Because he's got that little cat smile and he's got the wide eyes. He looks like how I want Link to look. And in the new games, he looks so I was going to say
He looks more
whitewashed.
like-
That is not the right term. But
Originally, he looks a little bit more like a 3D version of a 2D sprite, which is the same thing with Mario in Mario 64. Like
the modern interpretation sticks very close to the art that they were going for at the time, right? But those limitations, God, we're going all off topic here. I'm sorry. The limitations really do bring out the best in like an artist, you know, and I appreciate that. But we're done. We've talked this to death. I'm a spoil sport, and I always will be. And you guys are stuck with me until they kick me off the show. So.
Fair. All right. Speaking of off the show, we're about to be done with this one. So thank you for sticking to the
God,
end.
I hated this.
I think we brought another good episode to the table. So hopefully you thought that as well. Before we get out of here, though, we're going to let you know where you can find us. One of our co-hosts is not with us, but make sure that you go to theinfendo.com and join Steve's Discord from there. I believe you can actually join up his from his Twitter and everything from there. So make sure you go to infendo.com to do that. Justin, where can the people find you and what you're doing?
You can find me on Twitter at InfendoJustin. You can also follow my Disney-related tweets at Utilidork, UTILIDORK. And check out utilidork.com because I'm still working on stuff for it. I've got an announcement coming up, hopefully in the next month or so, about it, and that's still a living, breathing thing. It's kind of on life support right now. Got hit hard by COVID, just got hooked up to all sorts of tubes, but I'm gonna bring it back to life, hopefully in a big way. So if you're into Disney parks, Disney World, follow Utilidork.
Good deal. Well, Lucas, what about you?
And I'm sorry about the COVID joke. That was in poor taste.
Where can the people find you?
Not the most inappropriate joke you could have made this week, but
sure.
Where can the people find me?
Where can the people find you?
Where can the people find me? That's a good question because where you can find me always seems to be changing. I used to always say that my Twitter at ChromaticQ was not a good place to go to find me. That has become the best place to find me because after an 8-hour game design session, the last thing I want to do is stream my progress on YouTube. So I've been posting to my Twitter little pictures and whatnot. Also been posting to my developers blog, which you can reach on chromaticq.com. So if you want to see the progress I've been making on the game, I pretty much pooped out World 2 in the last 2 weeks, and it's starting to look real good, in my opinion. So I'm
you
proud
showed
of
me
it.
that, and I like it.
Oh, dude, I spent like a full day just working on. There's this underwater cave area, and I have all these like stalagmites and stalactites, and I did all the lighting, so like it's brighter at the top and darker at the bottom. Like, I mean, I genuinely think I'm getting better at this as I work on it, which is cool. So go look at that and tell me I'm great. But yeah, that's all on chromaticq.com. I have a YouTube channel. I have written a script for a video where I continue to be a killjoy, and the topic of the video is how to fix the Paper Mario series, something we've talked about a lot on this show. I've written it all out. It's just a matter of sitting down and recording it. That might come out next week. I'm not 100% sure, but you can follow me on my YouTube channel. Just search Lucas Peace, and I will be the one with the blue mustache and beard. Subscribe to that, and you'll get it when it comes out. And I'm sure I'll post it on infendo.com too, so you can look at it there. But that's that.
Good deal. Well, you can find me, this week in a voting booth because it was election week here in New Mexico. So I hope everybody is out there voting, being safe if you're actually physically getting out.
You got to vote by mail, man.
That's what I was going to say. I actually, absentee ballot.
We got our application for mail ballots this week, and we're considering it.
I think there are about, I want to say almost 40 states where you can vote by mail. So find out if you're one of them, and the deadline to register is coming up quick.
Yep, for the presidential election. Yeah,
you're gonna want to do it because this is more important, I think, than any other election we've ever had. You're going to want to vote, make your voice heard. There is a clearly better choice, and I'm not going to tell you what that is. You should know that by now. But but you're not going to want to go out there in November and vote. This virus is most likely still going to be around and infecting people, and you don't want to wait in a line with a bunch of other people for 8 to 10 hours to cast a vote. So register to vote by mail, save yourself the time, save yourself the pain, and be ready for November. And
Totally.
sorry for stealing all of your thunder.
That's all right. You hit it right on the head what I wanted to say, other than, which I kind of already touched on. Go to infendo.com if you want to follow me. You're going to want to make sure that you go to the community tab, join the Infendo Discord, join Steve's Discord, which I already mentioned. Follow all of us on Twitter, on our various channels, all that fun stuff. And yeah, let's make sure that we get out there and have a good week. I will say though that after the show, there'll be a little stinger added in. I'm gonna talk about here tonight the state of the world right now and kind of my thoughts on that. I feel like it's a little bit important to speak on that here tonight. Use the platform accordingly. So if you're interested, stick around after the show. Otherwise, I will catch you guys all later on. I hope you all have a good week.
Stay inside.
Unless you're protesting, in which case, go out and be safe.
But please wear a mask, and it doesn't count if it's not over your nose. There's a lot of idiots who don't understand how masks work.